My name is Hamza and I'm from Rawalpindi, Pakistan. I'm the founder of the Bayaan Initiative, जो कि basically एक initiative है that helps people find their voice. As I was in boarding school for most of my life, I've lived in boarding school for 6 years. And we had kids who spoke Farsi and we had kids who were Hindus and other minorities, which helped me grasp the true meaning and the true understanding of multiculturalism and its value. So, for the first 3 years of my boarding, I was in military college Sui, Balochistan, which is a remote boarding school in the Dera Bugti region of Balochistan. The majority people who live there speak Balochi, and the minority speaks Brahui. Brahui is considered by some to be a dead language. It's slowly dying, and it's expected that by a few decades it will be completely wiped out. There are many factors attributing to this, such as the intermarriages of different cultures and the dominance of the Balochi language, the influx of the Pashtun Muhajirin from Afghanistan, and better job opportunities and better search for opportunities which lead them to learn Urdu or English as a language. It was there that I first had an idea of preserving a language so that it doesn't die out. Afterwards, I went to Cadet College, HasanAbdal, and I stayed there for the last 2 years. It was there that I first got to experience the power of speaking. I went to an all Pakistan bilingual declamation competition, which I won. So उस वक्त the person who went with me, जो कि I won in Urdu, and the person who went with me was from the Urdu category. It was there that we decided कि Sindh में क्योंकि declamation competitions में they have Sindhi language as well. तो हमने decide किया कि that we will help empower all the languages which are currently spoken at Cadet College HasanAbdal. And therefore, we enlisted the help of one of our entry mates, Touseef, who was a Khawar speaker. Khawar is a language that is spoken in Gilgit, Balochistan, and it is a language that is one of the most beautiful I've heard. The songs and the rhythms and the dialects all vary because it is a mountainous region, and you do not know what the people in the next valley, what dialect they will be speaking. So understanding उन लोगों के बीच में भी थोड़ी कम हो जाती है. So with Touseef, I helped create an online library where we preserved some of his languages, most important poetry, some of his languages, because it doesn't have a script. It isn't written down, and it is only passed by word of mouth, which makes it very susceptible to extinction. So we established an online database which stores all that, and it has tens of GBs of his voice and his interviews in his native language and his translation into other languages. With his help, we were able to teach kids over there to not let go of their culture. An interesting fact about Khawar is that it is also spoken by the Kalash people who live there. The Kalash are a religious minority which have one of the most beautiful cultures in Pakistan. The Kalash language is one of the most beautiful languages in Pakistan. The main language is Khawar, and the dialect which is spoken in the Kalash Valley is known as Kalasha, and so is their culture. But the only problem is it isn't written down. It is only passed by the word of mouth. And so that presents the problem that if a person who wants to find a job somewhere else, he has to learn by default the language which is mostly spoken there. And nowadays it is Urdu, or if you're going in Peshawar, it is Pashto. So that leads to many of them learning another language so that they can get better job prospects. Interestingly, there is also the language of Sheena, which we also had an intimate who spoke that. We have some GBs of Sheena and Brahui. And when the floods in Balochistan and Sindh hit, I had friends who were from the military college in Sui. They helped in preparing the rescuers to speak their languages, to help in the first aid, which was administered there. For example, जो पाकिस्तान की वाहिद UN recognized rescue team है ना 1122 की, we were able to help them learn basic phrases of Balochi and Bravi क्योंकि उनके जो बुजुर्ग हैं they know no other language than their mother tongue. And that is a beauty in itself, but it can also lead to problems such as कि उनको नहीं समझ आ रही थी कि आपने अपना सामान छोड़ के जाना है या आपने किस तरह जाना है. We were able to help them learn their languages and learn a few greetings and teach them a few greetings and most important phrases which were essential to them. Due to this, I was called by the Turkish Ambassador for a dinner of appreciation in the Turkish Embassy in Islamabad. The appreciation dinner by the Turkish Ambassador greatly boosted the morale of me and my team, and hence we were able to meet many other dignitaries that were present there, such as the President of the National Disaster Management Authority, a general who was in charge of that association. Secondly, we met the we met the current president and chairman of Al Khidmat Foundation, who was a greatly inspiring man, and the founder of Roots was also there. So another thing that we did was the interest that basically led me into volunteering was my sister's friend. She has been like a mentor to me, and she started a street school in Islamabad, and she worked with others like Karwan-e-Mudabbir and others, which basically taught them maths and Urdu and English. However, the most important thing that was lacking in those kids, and most of them were orphans, was the proper pronunciation of Urdu or English, which was a great disadvantage to them. While teaching in the schools, I had police come over and remove all of our stuff and try to arrest the kids and put them into the small kids, 5 or 6 years old, and put them into their cars and take them into the police station, which was initially a great setback, as the schools are based in public parks, and the only thing that we have of our own are our teachers and our volunteers and our chairs. Since they had no parents, they only looked after one another. An elder in one of their community, maybe 15 or 16 years old, took the charge of 5 or 6 kids, and those were under his command. He was responsible for them, and they worked in the morning, and therefore in the evening, since they had no school to go to, we taught them to speak Urdu and English. The government of Pakistan launched a scheme known as Chuna Mana Hai. It was posted on social media, it was uploaded on the wider media, on televisions and in newspapers. In spite of that, the boys that are being harassed remain an unspoken and an undeniable mark in our society that is to be removed. And to play our part in it, I decided to hold seminars on good touch and bad touch in my college and in for other kids, especially those street children. The street children had no proper outlet, no counselor or no parent to turn to if something like that were to happen to them. The risk of someone taking advantage of them is greater than anyone could imagine. So we helped them differentiate between what a good touch and a bad touch is, what a consensual touch is, who should be the one who should be touching you, and in our society it is taken as a very big stigma, and unless and until it is spoken about, it will continue to wreak havoc as it has in throughout generations. So it was a duty as a Pakistani and as a global citizen to help them differentiate between the matters which their parents ought to teach them. Language is an important function of daily life. If you're an officer, you needed to communicate with your men. You needed to convey orders to your men. If you're a business leader, you needed to manage your team and to tell them what ideas they need to work upon. Language is essential for diplomacy. It is what bridges gaps between different cultures and different countries. For example, and the job of an interpreter is not only to directly translate what the head of state of another country is saying. He also has to add filler words and to downplay the seriousness of the situation. Similarly, the Bayaan Initiative was established to bridge the gap between different languages. No language is superior to another language. Multicultural societies have thrived and shall thrive. For example, in India, they have so many languages and so many cultures more than Pakistan, and they live together in harmony and use their multiculturalism to attract tourists. I believe that Pakistan has an important role to realize the gravity of the situation, namely being the language issue. I believe the more languages a person speaks, the better it is for them. And scientifically, it is proven that bilingual or trilingual people are smarter than people who speak only one language. In the past, Latin was given due consideration in school. Fun fact, Winston Churchill was forced to learn Latin in school. However, he wasn't really good at it. In his school, Harrow, he was then taught to speak English. And he says that learning English instead of mathematics or a dead language like Latin helped him to rise to where he was now, namely being the Prime Minister of Great Britain. Similarly, I believe that that humanities are as important as science and other fields in Pakistan and in the world. Thank you.